Hello, folks. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. My name is Joel Duggan, if you haven't figured that out already. And this is Satisfactory, something we've been playing quite a bit in September. Coming up at the end of September as well. We've got today and tomorrow, the last 2 days, to get 20% off of new subs. You get access to the Discord, and you get emotes and sub badges and all kinds of good stuff. And my eternal thanks, because you helped me make more content. We've been putting in some extra effort in September, and I hope that people have enjoyed it. I've had a lot of fun, certainly playing extra games. We're going to jump into Devastator right where we left off yesterday. Well, not right where we left off. I added some lights in between streams just as a fun thing to do. I'm doing well, Pyro. Thanks very much for asking. And I'm not Miss. Also, thanks for asking. Hey, Cosmic, how's it going? That's a cute little cat emote. I like that. Good to see you defacing Typhoon. Glad that these Satisfactory streams have been growing in popularity. It's nice to have people checking out a new game. Ooh, coffee's hot. Hot, 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 hot. Hopefully it'll stay that way for a little while. So we are working over there. In particular, we're working on the top floor. Now, unfortunately, things disappear when you zoom in, which is annoying. But you can see on the top there, we've got some work to do. Before I go all the way over there, though, I need to check my inventory. I don't need that. Got some quartz. A little bit shy on concrete. Don't need that either. Plates were good. Oh, we might be okay. Let's go this way. I added in another hypertube as well, so we've got a place to like get off here if we want to. Or I can just jump into the next one. Keep on going. Kind of bash our face off of this, but that's fine. So, some alterations since yesterday. Only because I needed to tighten things up. These now no longer go as planned. 1, 2, 3, because they don't reach that high. This is the max that they go. So I had to bring this one in to the lower level, and these two go up higher. This one actually goes up farther, up to the next level. You'll see when we're inside. The coffee is hot. The factory is satisfactory. Let's go! So I also moved the temporary awesome sinks, so we're now using all 3 of these. All 3 belts come in there. We've got our outputs coming down here, going across in there. And if I go up to the 2nd floor, this is what we did yesterday. So, first things first, need some opinions from the chat. I've got 3 lights on this side, and I've got 2 lights on this side. And I'm not sure which I like better. We're going to wait until it gets dark, and we'll come back just to double check. They're easy to set up. I'm just curious as to whether I should do 3. What 3 looks like. So 1 at the end, 1 in the middle, and then 1 down there. And then on this side, they're centered over the middle. We should probably do this too. This may or not stay like this, but just so we can stand on it. So here they're centered over the middle, as best we can over the middle smelter. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's over the 3rd. And then here it's over the 3rd in from this end as well. Again, they kind of have to be like 1 tick to the right or left, but you know, the side with 2 looks better at least in the daytime. However, it could be a different story once the sun goes down. Yeah, that's fair. It's hard. It is hard to tell. I think 3 looks cool just because it looks busier. But at the same time, like, you can kind of, you really get to see them when there's only 2. And it's going to be a lot less work to do to do 2 per side as opposed to 3 per side. To figure out where they go. These are at 5%. Can you believe it? They're crazy bright when they're all the way up. Anyway, this is what we did yesterday, so we don't need to stick around here too much. I copied the exact same thing up top, but because I'm unsure about what's happening with this wall, I didn't know how to handle this. Oh, is this one not powered? No power. Go. So this belt goes along the wall, and on the other side it doesn't. The other side it goes down the middle like this, because I like the idea of leaving this open and maybe even doing something like this along, like having a balcony. I don't know. I just like this view, and I didn't want to muck it up with a belt like going right across your eye line, like, because the belt would go like kind of like right where my cursor is, like right along here. Well, it would be this height, but it would be like right in front of you. At least there, it's behind you. But I don't know, because of course it doesn't look good down this end, at least not to me. Not a fan of this setup. This looks fine, but this looks wonky and weird. I wish you could do things like put your conveyors through walls like you can do pipes. Like pipes have these incremental, like you can put them through just about anywhere you want. I'd like if you could do that with holes for conveyors. Like I wish you could do like sectioned holes, but I can understand why that would be difficult because they've got, you know, different physics for things on belts. Also, is that hooked up? That looks like it's hooked up. Aha, but it's not belted. So we're going to start here and finish this up. So need to look at what's happening down below. Refresh my memory. So you're on that section there, and you're coming in from the side. Just gonna mimic this, because why not? And then that just goes out and around. I guess I should probably put this on the wall. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. How did I do the one below? I turned it first. Okay. I'm Not Miss, subscribe to Tier 1. Thanks ever so much. Really appreciate that. You can connect your Discord and Twitch accounts and join us in the Discord in between streams. Those lights are at 5%, Cosmic. Yeah, 100% is like brain hurt. Right. And then this is just going to be done like that. And then we just have to hook this up across the back here. Goes all the way down here. And that's how we split this up. And that should now all be good to go. Still not sure how to leave access to this, so I think what we'll do is find the middle. And I'll put in a ramp for now. This is just temporary till I can figure out how to decorate this, but gives us quick access if we need to get in here, refer to different builds, that kind of stuff. So that takes care of the third floor, which means that all of these should be getting things. Are you not? Oh, you're not hooked up. That certainly helps. Oh, I remember what happened. I had to replace that splitter. Too many slots available for animated emotes. I went over all of that this morning, Cosmic, and I don't remember. I didn't see any animated emotes, but I don't know where to look for them on Twitch. I have a lot of bit emotes, all the way up to 500k, but only 4-bit emotes have more than one person attached to them. I have one more tier 1 emote, one tier 2, and one tier 3. And I've got something like 3.5 years of badges that I've got to figure out too. That's what I was doing all day, was like back-end Twitch stuff, like making a list of emotes I have to update, making a list of badges I have to do, making a list of goals and things that I want to achieve. So I was working on that. Yeah, I don't know if I have the animated emotes. Drop me a DM maybe on Discord and we can figure it out. Sweet Sandy, hello. Rabelais, good to see you, of course. And the mighty Alcorn is here. Thanks so much. So now that should have all these belts just pumping out lots of iron. We're eventually going to put that into good use. But that takes care of these 2 floors, or I guess 3 floors. We're now 4 floors of iron, including the bottom floor, which is currently backed up. I guess we could probably take some of that and put it into an awesome sink to get it all going. But the top floor, which is over here, this is the one that I need some feedback on as well. The idea on the top floor was that I want these smelters to be seen poking out the roof of the building. And I'm still not entirely sure of the math. We've got 600 a minute coming in from this iron right here. I know that it's 2050 iron every 3.4 minutes. So when you divide that by 3.4, you get roughly 602 iron. So it should be smooth sailing, but for whatever reason when I hook this up to machines it doesn't seem to do that. It seems like more than 600 per minute is coming in, so I don't exactly know how to handle that. But first things first, this is the middle. So if we're looking at the Devastator kind of like front leg thing, we've got 1, 2, 3 angled pieces here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 angled pieces here, and another 3 here. The outside only goes for a couple of foundations and then it stops and it comes back in. And we also don't have a roof on this yet, so I don't know whether I'm going to be putting something on this. Probably some new parts from update 5. But for the sake of argument, let's just put down like the lowest profile thing we can do, right, which is going to be a bunch of these. Now I know we're not going to be able to see these from super far away, so I'm going to put a light in here just so that we can see what's going on. Or it's too steep. Let's just... It's going to be facing this way. This is temporary, just so we can see what's up. I need some power. This is really... Okay, so that's super bright. That's 100%, by the way. That's what 100% looks like. But if I just come out here, and if I put myself down some foundations, this is just to stand on. So forget all this stuff that I just put down, but like, which do we like better? This height or that height? And they can be changed, like we've got options. Because these are stacked up. And so I can put it on any one of these different heights that we want to. It's really bright. I agree. It's super bright. I only did it because it's nighttime. I'm leaning on the right-hand side. Because what I want to maintain this hole down the middle. But that hole is also not in the middle of the building, which I didn't think of. I thought it was, but this is not the middle here. It's off. Oh yes, it is. Never mind. Hey Dosage, how's it going? Yes, Sandy, I'm aware. I'm aware the lower you get, the less you see. And we can go down and look. I'm gonna go do that in the daytime when people can actually see what's going on. Everybody thinks right? Yeah, I think so too. Alright, so the way this is gonna work is instead of 5 and 4 rows of 5, we're gonna do 4 rows of 6 to keep it consistent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm just gonna take these, instead of having them go at 30 per minute, we're gonna go 25 per minute. And that will still use the 20, but it'll allow us to have an even number of machines, right? Because I want to maintain this gap here for daylight reasons and stuff. And as you can see, what's happening, they're being fed from below, and then they export out this way, and then back underneath. And so we'll be able to take the export and run it back that way, just like we've done everything else. So that's what we're going to work on today, is this top floor. And I need to adjust a few things. Not quite exactly the way that I want it. I'm thinking that it would be nice to... Well, these are all in the middle, I guess. These, I think, are too close. We're going to move them off to the side, rather than having them directly next to each other. because that leaves the wrong amount of space. Alright, well if the height is correct, then we can start with that. I just also need to make sure that we're... So these are all off by 1. And I think I need that space for these lifts. So we're going to have this be a strange sort of platform. And what we'll probably do is have these ones be reverse ramps, just like down below. Like that. And then I'd like to get back on a regular foundation, so we'll use this little organization trick. Want to be more daytime, just put loads of lights around at 100%? Yeah, totally. We forgot to go down and look at the sun starting to come up. Hold on. I need to go down and look at those lights. Oh, I forgot to take these out. Alright. Semi-dark. No, we didn't really make it. Didn't really make it before the sun came up. Crap. I totally forgot to check out those lights. J Price working on the top floor of the iron. I enjoy your logistics plan for this level. Do you have any idea final height of the build? This is it for this particular part of the build. Things are going to be this height until we get to here. I don't plan on doing too much. There's a chance we might want to add something up here, but I doubt it. Now this stuff, however, I plan on this being much larger. I don't want to go too high with this, but I definitely want to go up on the sides. So we can probably turn that light off now. I'll see if I can turn it purple first, just for fun. Then I'll delete it. Or at least I'll turn it off. Yeah, these ones you can control. But it turns everything very purple. The problem is it's so bright. But it really colors everything without you having to paint it, which is nice. You can do some really cool stuff. I'll turn night mode on just for now. Alright, so that's going to be there. I'd like to go back to regular foundations, so we'll do that. That brings us right up to the wall. And then we can continue with all of this right down the line. Sort of. An anonymous gift of gift subs going out to the community that went to this triangle design, Cobalt Valkyrie, Elfvian, S. Gotro, and Timmy Tech TV. Thanks ever so much for the anonymous gift sub bomb. Appreciate that. Very, very cool. I wonder if there's a mod that adds more colors to the lights, maybe reduces the intensity of them. Yeah, maybe. There could be. I'm going to wait until after Update 5 comes out to look for some quality of life mods. Yes, you can reduce the intensity atypical Android, but it doesn't do much. Like, the lights that I have down below are at 5%, and they're still bright. So you can't really do dim lighting, per se. Because the way that it works, the way that the lighting works is not the way that real lighting works. Snut did a video about it. You can look that up on YouTube. Alright, so I don't want to get too carried away because I don't want to delete those. I feel like the way that I did this was I had them as close to the wall as I could without interrupting the wall. So we'll do that. Are these the right height? Should be. Right on the line, right on the line. Should give us enough room to run these down. Cool. Alright, so that means those will run that way. These will not be here. Remove this. Remove this. Remove that. This will come back in. Now these have to be placed in a very specific location. Because you have to be able to connect to this splitter. So these have to be back from the edge by 1. I think. Or right on the edge, rather. So that's lined up. This is not. It should be directly between them, and you have to start up here. So if you start down at the splitter, it doesn't fit, but if you start on the machine and go down to the splitter, it fits. So that's how we're going to run the input, and then the output just comes down around here. Goes in here, and then we'll use a merger. Nope, that's a splitter. Why is that not lining up? Oh, because there's this one. It should be in the middle of the thing. Yeah. These should all line up. Thanks again for the gift subs. Really appreciate that. Hopefully people that have come on board, you'll enjoy the time in the Discord and that you'll stick around. Alright, so we have to remove these. And get these back up to snuff. So that goes here. And so here again, it's going to be the reverse. So we have to do the output this side. So it's this side we have to be careful of to make sure that this is right on the edge. Like that. So this is going to go underneath. And then this is going to have the splitter. And the input. There. So it's the same as below, but a little bit twisted just because I wanted to do something a little bit different and I wanted to have it look cool from the top. Cosmic says I should go on Discord more often. Yes, you should. We have a lot of fun. A couple of people are really enjoying Satisfactory, so there's been a lot of chit-chat about Satisfactory on the channel, or in the different rooms. This is import. Alright, so it sticks out past there. Sticks up past there. And then this is going to go down. And I guess we'll go underneath it as well. On the ends, we don't have to go under it. We just have the ability, like, we could go in different places, but for now, seems like the easiest thing to do. Alright, so that, I think, is going to be our layout. Kind of cool looking. Once we kind of duplicate all of this and have it on both sides, I think it's going to look really neat. We'll keep this stuff open. There's a chance I might come underneath these and put like one of these frames in here. I think that'll go through down to the bottom. I don't want to do that. Yeah, that's a no. But we could come up from below, maybe. We could do a few things. The other thing we could do is have like this be angled and have it look like it connects a little bit better. Could be kind of fun. I don't mind this. It doesn't look too bad. Yeah, update 5 is coming out 26th, I think is what they said. But it's around there. I'll be playing the Metroplex playthrough. I'll go back to the one that we already started back in the spring and play with some of the new pieces there. And then we'll switch back to this once it comes out in early access. So, same idea here. We want to have a little switcheroo. That way this seam is underneath the machines and you can't really see it. It's nice. It really frees up your building when you realize that you can totally create like mid foundations and nudge them along It changes the way that I approach things totally. Alright, so are these... This last one is right in the middle. And this first one is right on the seam. First one's right on the seam. Last one is right in the middle. Okay, cool. So these are all set up right. They're the right height. Yep. So we don't have to do anything to these, I don't think. They're all pointed down. Export on these is 30 per minute, so this is all Mark 1s. We don't have to update these. Nice. Alright, before I get too carried away, let's pop down in the daytime and see what this looks like from ground level. You can see them. Weirdly, you can't see them when I zoom in, which is a pain in the butt. Sorry for everybody that's scared of heights. I have a jetpack, don't worry. Gotten too used to building with a hover pack, and my nuke plant is huge, and the whole thing is radioactive, meaning you have to use a radiation suit, and thus no hover pack. Right. Can you use the radiation suit and the, and anything, or is it only the suit? I'd love for them to put like an end game reward for upgrading the body slot. I know that's a mod that people use a lot, is a combo body slot. So from up here, that's what it looks like right now. But as we get lower... Sorry, I didn't really stay there that long, but... From the factory level, you can still see them, and I think see them in a way that makes it look cool. It sort of looks like, I don't know, batteries or cells or some sort of wiring. So remember, we're looking after trying to get some detail from like the Transformer. So like you can look at his like his breastbone area, like his collarbone area, or even just like the hip area right above his thigh is kind of cool. We've switched the orientation of the detail lines, but I think that kind of thing sort of reflected in what we've got going on there. I should put this little one up in the corner. But yeah, like I feel like that. Not sure why this is even here anymore. Well, let's delete it then. I was like, I just noticed that this hypertube doesn't go anywhere. Oh, that we can't have that. Yeah, what a mess of stuff for the game to have to track that we're not using. No worries there. So I think it adds some cool detail. There will be some lights at night. The lights of the machine, the powered lights, I think, do show up. That's pretty cool. And again, the front of these two buildings is going to be drastically changed, I think, once we get the new update pieces from Update 5. I'd like to do the angled roof pieces instead of the angled foundations. We could add color. There's all kinds of cool stuff we can do. So they're currently, we'll call them like tight sketches. As we get lower, Rebel gets vertigo. Yeah, you can hit terminal velocity in this game, and it definitely is unsettling. Should be head and body slots. I think that's a good one. I think atypical Android, that's a good bit of feedback. I'm sure that they've received that feedback on the site. Alright, so now we just have to pop all these in. And now we've got the other ones to line up with. This shouldn't be too much of a problem. Input on this side. That's why I like doing like a row down this way. and then a row along the edges because it means that you can just use your snapping to get everything else in place very easily. To remember which way they're facing. This is export on this side. And then we flip it around. That should be lined up with this one. There we go. Man, I'm not sure what's going on today, but my computer is getting a lot of screen stuttering and stuff. Wasn't happening earlier today, and it wasn't happening on stream last night, but right now it's a real pain. I'm not sure if you see that. Can you see that if I go back and forth? Can you see like the shakiness? Right, so these ones we have to do splitters first. Seems fine on your end. Cool. I was always finicky at first when I played the game about having these things hook up in a funny way. Like not the way that it's designed, but now if I hear the chime, I'm good. Oh, wait a minute. Are these aren't lined up. Oh, or is one of these wrong? No. Those are all the same. The crappy thing is when stuff like this happens, is the only way to really fix it is usually to restart the machine, which I don't like to do because of course that ends the stream and causes all kinds of problems. I mean, really, it's just, it's interrupt. It's something that interrupts the flow, I think. So I generally just deal with it. I could also try restarting the game. That would be less of a problem. Asking for trouble, mind you, but less of a problem. Alright, these look like they are properly lined up, so this shouldn't be an issue. Oh, did I send... Do I have this going the wrong way? Out, out, out. Input, okay. I always like going vertical with your inputs and outputs on machines. It just makes it look more futuristic. And this is unnecessary. It's just purely for aesthetics. Alright, so that's all of that in. That's all in, so I gotta go around the other side. Too Big Kev, hello, how's it going? I do that all the time, turn the splitters and mergers the wrong way around and then wonder why the belt doesn't connect. Yeah. Definitely something that I've done before as well. Definitely something that I've done before. Oh, these are... Outputs are easy. Output there's nothing to connect to, so we can just do that. The hard part is going to be getting the iron up to this floor, because the conveyors don't reach. This needs splitter stuff. No cable. It's a good thing we're making lots of cable. I even guessed the right one. We low on anything else while we're here? Could use some more wire. Cable quartz. I think we're okay. We're gonna need some more aluminum. So we should go get that. I'm really getting, I don't want to say impatient, because I really admire what the developers are attempting to do with this game. And they're pretty open about what they're doing and how they're progressing with people. But I'm looking forward to messing around with the new building parts that are coming in Update 5. Especially now that Devastator is kind of coming together. Oh, looks like we need to go down to the actual factory floor to get our aluminum all-clad sheets. Busy, busy, busy. Still sending an awful lot of silica to Awesome Sinks though, so I think we can reduce our silica production, at least for this build, which is, I don't know how I'm going to figure that out, because I thought I did the math correctly on that. Those new building parts were made for Devastator. I agree. The angles that we're going to be able to do, it's going to look so much better. Let's see if I can nail this. I'm still getting used to having like hyper tubes that don't go the whole way. So you kind of have to tap your jetpack so you don't hit the ground. One little puff. Oh, I've got a hyper tube that goes up to the top floor as well. Hello. Nope, don't fall. Master Crunchy subscribed to Tier 1. That's 4 months. Thanks so much, Master Crunchy. Appreciate that. Always good to have you here. I think you're in the Discord. I think I've seen you in the Discord. If you haven't, and anybody else is there, you can connect your Discord and Twitch accounts and get access to the Discord for being a sub. It's not just emotes and a sub badge. You get to hang out with all these cool people in between streams, which is, I think, really, really cool. You are indeed. Okay, cool. I've been trying to spend a little bit more time in the Discord. Oh, no, wrong way. All right. So, slightly asymmetrical floor. Now we have to figure out where and how to get the inputs up here. So we need 4, I think. So 1 input there. 1 input there. Yeah, and then 1 on that side and 1 on that side. And we've got 2 belts, and they are those guys right there. Need to get all the way up here. And to bring them in, thankfully, we have all of this space, should we need to use it, including these, but they don't go up that high. So we may have to do something like this, where they get exchanged. And so we may have to use some of this space here. So I'm going to go outside. Well, first I guess I should go back up top, and I should look at better access here. Use a ladder. I don't have a ladder going up to the top floor yet. Temporary for now. And we want to bring these things in. Really, anywhere along here is fine. Not ideal. Here would be really good. So I'm going to put that there. Just to say, like, maybe this way is what we want to do. Because that would be the cleanest way. Because I'm not a fan of this kind of just popping up. What we've done all the way along, when we've removed stuff from our belts, we've ducked them underneath the walkway. And I think I prefer that. So we could go underneath here. Go up to there. Question is, can we weasel them up there, if that's the case? Ladder. Use the ladder. I normally do subscriptions at the start of the month. I get to them well in short cycle, but I realized that there was a discount for September. Yeah, absolutely. It's a Twitch-wide thing. September 20% off now in the gift subs. I thought it was only new subs, not returning subs, but I could be wrong. We had a really interesting conversation actually in the Discord today in the town hall area about subscriptions, donations, and Patreon membership as to what is the best way to support and what is the best way to for people, like what are the rewards, that kind of thing. So we'd come up here. Ah, this would be tricky. So we can't come up there at all. Unless we reroute this somewhere. Not that this couldn't be pushed over. So that's possible. We could come up there. It would probably be the neatest solution from the other side in terms of how it looks. We would just have to move that and move this to be over to at least the middle. We just run them across this way. Because then we would have to bring up both of these. And of course that's going to be off by just a little bit. That's annoying. We can use this space to run the left belt. Or we could bring them both up in this space here. Just circle them around. So I could bring them up. So we could move them around here first and then take them up in this space. Yeah, like that space could be where we bring things up. Things get very convoluted inside here, but it keeps things looking clean on the outside. Because then we could just have a straight up splitter, like right here. Right in the middle. Doing that. And that could be coming from a belt there. And then this would go down to another splitter. Well, not even a splitter. This would just be another belt. That's one input, and then the other one on the other side would be the same thing. Don't have as much room here. Oh good, that's not an outside wall. Okay, cool. The same idea, we would just have splitters here. So if the sub isn't set up auto renew and has lapped 20% off, for the ones like mine where I have it set up to auto renew, I'm still paying full price, if that makes sense. Ah, okay, cool. That makes sense. Okay, so then we just need... This belt would be probably coming from here. And this belt would come up here. So I think we're going to use probably... This is probably easier. Don't want that there. So the other options are potentially along here at this height. So these would be options to bring things up. I don't know if that's going to look good. Well, one, there's a walkway in the way, which I think I'm keeping. If I keep it, I might move it over by one. Right, so we could bring it up there. Problem is we can't go under anything because that's already taking up that space. Or can we? Pretty sure these clip. Yeah, the belt would be... How close would this be? This is the easiest part. So technically they don't, like, they clip in the smallest way. If they had anything else on them other than iron ore, it would look dumb. But what do we think? Do we want to just take these two belts here and run them right underneath there and go straight up with them to that spot? Or do we want to run 2 up to there, kind of like that? I think maybe this is probably the better way to do it here. Is there a way to set up subscriptions to always manual? I always have to turn off the renew subscriptions myself. I actually don't know. It depends if it's a gift sub, says Cosmic. You'll get an option to continue the sub. If you paid for the sub, you should just be able to leave it and it will auto-renew until you stop it. If it's Twitch Prime, then you need to go and renew yourself. Yeah, no, I knew the difference between Prime and Tier 1. That's one of the things we were discussing, is that people that support on Patreon, if that's how they choose to, that auto renews. Like that's a, you know, when you sign up for Patreon, that's I'm committing to this for month to month. You know, just auto renews, just like a Netflix subscription sort of deal. And people on Patreon still get access to the Discord, but of course you don't get access to Twitch emotes, and you don't have a Twitch badge and stuff like that. Well, you don't have a Twitch badge for being a sub. But I've got 5 follower badges that I can do for free. Like I can have just follower, not badges, sorry, follower emotes. Badges, only way to get those is a sub. But with emotes, we might be able to get some free emotes. Show the options again. Here, not there. That space right there. Or this space right here. So it would be too wide like that, but here, or it'll be too wide on its own out here. And technically we could probably do this space too. Like if we wanted to bump this walkway over, we could do that as well. Isn't the road in the way because there's the building that steps out? Oh, you're right. You're right. Well, we could take it up inside the building and just have it not be seen at all. We could take it up like in this space here. Don't know what's up there though. Feel like we might run into some of my stuff. Yeah. Don't want to get too into ripping stuff out there. I really need to reassess what's happening in these front pieces. But you're right, Marcus. Thank you. I've always wanted to set up a PayPal account. I think with all these brilliant charity streams going on, it'll be beneficial because my card isn't accepted on the Tiltify website. PayPal is always a good thing to have. I would suggest trying to set up a business PayPal account, because that way when you make donations and things, your personal data isn't shared with the people. And yeah, PayPal is a pretty easy platform to use. Alright, here we go. Darkness test. 3 lights. 2 lights. I don't think we lose any lighting coverage. I think it's more about like what looks good from the floor. And yeah, here, I'll show you while we're in here. I'll go turn this up to 100%. You'll see the difference. It's bananas. So the lighting control panel is back here. So this is at 5%. Note. 5%. 100%. Makes No Man's Sky look dim. Right? Like really hot. Like it doesn't diffuse. It doesn't bounce anywhere. It's just a straight spotlight. Straight down. Right? So if we take this down. So here's 50%. Virtually no difference. I mean, it's like that Sesame Street game. I can't see the difference. Can you see the difference? Only when you get down to like 10% and lower. Like that's a little bit better. You can also change the color of the light. Like if I wanted to actually edit a color, you can get a dimmer light by changing the light color to gray. So like if I switch this over to white, but change the color to be like 25% gray, I can increase this to be 25%. And then it's a little softer. But we're going for purple. So let's just play with this for now. %100% is the same as 50%. Yeah, it's not at all useful. And I saw the break reminder. I just want to check this out in the darkness. So again, 2 lights. And 3 lights. So y'all ponder that and let me know what you think later on. We're gonna go find a break train. Discovered the hidden train whistle today. Oh yeah, if you press your mouse button, it honks. It's great. This looks like a fairly complex game. Is it? How easy was it to get a grasp of the basics? Very easy, actually. The tutorial is not only hilarious, but it's very informative. Just make sure you're reading everything. There's also, since I started playing, they've added a codex. So now you can just like hit X and you can just look up things like iron plates, right? And just like look at stuff, which is super handy. If you're new to the channel, I take a break about once an hour. With Satisfactory, that happens when it gets dark. So seeing as it's nighttime, we're going to take a break. You can ride the break train. This will go up into the red forest and back again, and I'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes. And we're back. Your train platforms are all 10 long. I've been deciding on mine. I think they're 10. I left a space here on some of them. The idea being that if you have anything longer than, I think it's longer than 8 cars, you need like a second locomotive, but that doesn't have to be at the front. It could be at the back, and it'll still help. But let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9, 10, I guess, if you include the engine. Pretty cool idea with the breakdown. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I've got a be right back screen that's static as well, but it's a nice way to keep things moving. I find I enjoy things like that. On streams, if the break screen is not static, like Wolf Machina has an animated, wireframe, almost looks like the Death Star, battle run at the end of A New Hope, but it's over like a wireframe landscape. It's very simple, but it's very effective in that it's just kind of fun to sit there and watch, So we were trying to decide where to bring these things up. I guess I have to bring them up on the wall here. I can't bring them up. I can bring them up inside here, but I can't bring them up on the outside. I'm gonna jump out here. That's easier. Yeah, we can't go up through here. So it's going to look like this. But obviously the other way around. I guess that's okay. If we want it symmetrical, we could just have one in the middle that doesn't do anything. Really. Not a big deal. Alright, well, let's do it that way. And if these are here, we don't need these at all. And then we can go from there to here. Oh, I guess we'll just do 2. Delete these 2. And then we'd have to get down to these 2 spaces. So go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know there's only 2 belts, but we might as well do all 3 of them just to have it done. So then it's just these 2, yeah. These are going to be Mark IV belts. Wait a minute. We can go higher than this. Because these start down there. Oh. I know that makes them asymmetrical, but it means that we won't have to move as many belts. Hold on. Let me go see where that ends up. Could you use the ladder wall, or would it be in the way? The ladder wall? Oh, the ladder inside. The road is in the way here. So we have to start at least in this area. But what I'm curious about is where that ends up. Right there. That means we get past this, which is fantastic. So let's do that instead. I much prefer that. We still have this to contend with, but I'd rather move 1 belt than have to move several. And there's no reason why we can't just have this go lower. So we can just bring this up and have it go right underneath here. And it'll still be above our eye line, I think. So if they come up there... Right. We still want to run them... We still want to run them around. So yeah, the ladder, I want to bring them up in this space, but I think what we're going to have to do is take both of these. What would be ideal is running this one horizontal, this one up and around. We'll have to make room for the ladder, and we'll probably put them on this wall right here. I don't know how we're going to handle the ladder. We might have to move the ladder or remove it entirely. I mean, really it was more for temporary building this space, but it would be nice to keep a ladder in this area somewhere. Because it's a fast way to get up and down if the power goes out, right? Ah, Factorial Player, I see. Without blueprinting? Wow, this took a ton of work. Yeah, it's all in my head. For good or for ill, it's all in my head. Regarding the lights, even in the dark, I feel like the side 2 looked better. Okay. Noted. Anybody else chime in? I didn't see anything. So first things first, we have to remove this. And that's probably the only height. So if I move this and I put a lift here, that's already in space for us. How bad does this look? That is close. That's really close. I really should try and just bring those straight up, shouldn't I? That would be the easiest thing to do. It just gets messy up here, right? Because what would happen is we would have this come up here, right? Just off, like it's not even remotely useful. And then this comes up here. I mean, this one doesn't matter. This one we could send down around here. It's this one that's a pain in the butt. Because it doesn't hook up. I mean, I guess we could move the splitter. That would technically attach to the... If we moved this over here, we could have this attached to it, no problem. It's just that this belt is going to be a little bit wonky, but not that anyone's going to see it. I just like the idea of maybe having things set up over here. So the plan down here is to probably use this, but then use this space to go up. So this way we would be able to just wrap things around, do like a... Curious, if we put this down here, can I still climb up and down the ladder? Doesn't look like it. Nope. You hit your head. That's annoying. So this would be the clean way to do it. We'd have these here. Like that. Take it easy, Rabelais. Good to see you. That would go there. And then... this other one we would have to go even with this, I guess. How did I do that? So we would take that down a notch. And then we would just have to create... I mean, we would want to have a wall here anyway, probably. That would get them both up to the top. And then from here, we would have to go across the lift here. Nope, save leg. Just as I jumped. So that is the spaghetti solution that I think we're going to go with. I can't put the ladder here anymore. Not that I can't put it here. Whoa, there's nothing there. Right, so then this would then connect up here. This has to be a Mark IV belt. Now this, I've already hooked this up, but I could have pointed this the other way. Probably what I'm going to do. Fortunately, they don't let you reconnect things. It drives me nuts. You can't place these in space. You gotta replace this. Place this down again. This has to be upgraded anyway. And now with this, I would probably just use the wall mount. Stick you right in the middle, as far as we can go. And that's that. Spaghetti. Yeah, I'm kind of debating what I want for dinner. Spaghetti, chicken burgers maybe? I'm eating a lot of chicken. So is there anybody in the chat that's experienced enough with trains in Satisfactory to know how to calculate the true throughput? I know what the total is coming in every 3.4 minutes, but I don't know how to collect or how to calculate the exact per minute, because there's 600 per minute coming out of the mine, so you'd think that 600 per minute would be coming out of the train station, but that's not the case. So what we'll do is we'll hook these up out here. Have a quick look, make sure it doesn't look terrible. I think that's fine. This will go straight into there. Oh, first I'm going to delete these little guys. Don't need those. This is going to go a little bit farther. And so now all we have to do is just connect up these two belts when we're ready. I feel like we can replace these two. I might want to move this walkway now that I'm looking at it. Could be good to move sideways. So now we just have to double check that everything coming in is all the right belt speed. I've changed around my walkways and I'm not used to where they are yet. Is this the right height? Yes. No, they're coming up there. Alright, so this is Mark V. That's now hooked back up. And that is powering this floor, which we should start to see. There we go. That's happening. That is Mark IV. That is a Mark IV. Mark IV. Mark IV. Mark IV. Also Mark IV. Also Mark IV. These are all Mark IV. So in theory, this is supposed to be a line of 300 and a line of 300. That's being broken down into 150 and 150. So that we have to use Mark IIIs. That's another mod that I would look into, would be something that would make some of the belts look better. I don't like the Mark IIIs. We're just going to use the Mark IIIs straight down the line, just because there's only 2. So might as well. That connects to that and that. This and that needs to be Mark III. That's a Mark III. That's a Mark III. That's a Mark III. That's a Mark IV. It's Mark III. Okay. That's the input belted and taken care of. Obviously, it's not working yet. Love the window, by the way. Thanks. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I kind of want to, like, mess around with it being an indent. I also really like what I did over here, where it's not a window. It's just like an open balcony. I kind of like that idea better, because glass causes a lot of lag right now in the game, so any opportunity to do like an open balcony instead, I like. What is it about the M Mark IIIs you don't like? It's this little broken rail thing. It just looks old-fashioned to me compared to like the Mark IV. I really like the Mark IV. The Mark IV is my favorite. I feel like the Mark V could be better looking. Like this to me, this looks spacey, sci-fi. This looks like 1950s. It looks like a serving tray that my parents had when I was little in like the 80s. All right, so that's the input. Output. We now have to do mergers all heading to... So we could take everything out to the side if we wanted to. And I think I like that better than running everything over the top here. I kind of want to leave this very open to try to let more light in. Oh, I just realized we forgot to delete these. This is supposed to be a view all the way down to the bottom floor. There we go. If anybody's scared of heights, now is not the time. So yeah, I think I want to leave this wide open. So let's take the output to the walls, because we absolutely have room for it. So we'll do merger with the output on the left. And we'll just line these up right in the middle. They're outputting at the normal speed. By the way, when I was doing all this belt stuff, I completely forget that with my regular hotbar, I can hit 3, give myself a belt, and then hit the letter E key, and then choose the mark I want, the belt speed I want. Right, so I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Right? I don't know why I don't do it. I always end up doing this. Old habits die hard, I guess. So yeah, that will leave us room, I think, here to do... Let's go with this height. Oh, that's far too far to the side. That's good. I think I'm going to like this better. Wonder if we can get even tighter. Or we could try a lift. Imagine that this is probably going to be in the way, though. Yeah, we'd have to delete these. Nah, doesn't work. Okay. I think I'm okay with that swoop. At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this is going to be tricky. We need to have mergers along this. Don't know if this is going to work. So then the output here means that there's going to be a merger straight in front of us on the belt. This might not work because this has to go here. Oh, that fits. Question is, can you see that merger from the outside? I'm hoping you can't. No, you can't. Sweet. Alright, well, if that's the case, then I wonder if we could start this off. No, the merger probably wouldn't work there. That's right. So we have to do another one of these here. Turn this around. And then right in the middle here. Oh, we don't need that one. No, I fell. Jetpack to the rescue. Alright, so quick math. 30, 60. That's 60. That's 90. No, 75. Still, this has to be a Mark II. That means that has to be a Mark II. And so that's 75, 150. That means this has to be a Mark III. Another 75 is 215. Should be fine. Really, the output should be the same as that belt by the time we get to the end. Ah, we have another one yet to go. I don't know where the output's going to be for this. Temporarily, we're going to stick it here. Probably merge it right here. I might remove that for now. And at the right, no, let's change this. No, I want merger. That's right. That's annoying. Okay. When you look down like that, it always looks like a player character doing a little dance on the edge of a platform. No, oh yeah, I see what you mean with like my little feet. The perspective is really strange in the game. Things are much larger than they appear. So that's a temporary output. I guess what we could do is wall this up. Wonder if we can get a conveyor wall here. Slight incline that we'll never see. And that's nice and straight. Oh. Crap. Never mind. Let's just move this. Misclicks galore. I don't think I even noticed that I fell down. That will also fix the problem over here too. So we have one more section. So same thing. Got 25 going into 50. So that's fine there. This makes it 75, so it has to be a Mark II. So then we've got, for every 3 machines, it's going to be 75. So 75 is a Mark II. 150 is a Mark III. Yep. And then 75 is 225. Also a Mark III. And then 75 is 300. That has to be a Mark IV. Okay. I knew that it was going to be back to a Mark IV. I just couldn't figure out where. Which means that these are going to be Mark IV. Cool. Wave self off into the void. Take care, Cosmic. I know it's late for you. I know you got to rest up. So thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Marcus, there are indeed no railings. I agree. I don't even know if I can put railings on the end of these. Can I? Oh, sure I can. Just not here, because I've made like a weird double thing. But I don't think I need them. I had too much busy. All right, so that is the export here all hooked up. Export here is not. So again, oh geez, sorry about the bouncy. And that is 120, so that's good there. This is 30, 30, 30, 30, 120, 120. Oh, this is not hooked up. There. Okay, so that's this side all belted up. Does look pretty cool with the belt stuff, the angles. Keeps this nice and clean over here, which is great. And then the output is all going to here. And we are going to take this down. We have to actually make a little belt. It'll be a Mark V. I think this is the right distance. That look like it lines up? Yep. Cool. Looks like it's getting close to nighttime, so I'm going to take another break, coming up on my 2-hour mark. If you're new to the channel, I take a break every hour. In Satisfactory, I speed that up a little bit. It's every 50 minutes because that's when the day-night cycle happens in Satisfactory. If you've got friends that want to join or join the stream, watch along, let them know there's a tweet. You can retweet that. You can share that around. You can also just text a friend and be like, "Hey, I'm hanging out with Joel on Twitch. Come hang out." Always a good way to bring people in, especially because like retweets and social media tends to get ignored. You know, people look at it like advertising. No, I want to catch this train. Faster. Must go faster. Okay. Thankfully, physics is not a real thing in this game, so we can get on the train. Okay. I'll be back in about 6 or 7 minutes. The perfect brake train. I mean, that light looks kind of dumb, but I think the top is looking pretty cool now that we've got all the machines in where we want them. So we've got to do the export for the right-hand side, and then we've got to figure out what we're going to do for power. Thank you, Sweet Sandy. Will Run for Fun, was it you that had a train simulator game that they installed? Somebody we were talking to in chat liked the trains in Satisfactory so much, but they didn't feel that Satisfactory was their game, so they installed a train sim. But I know that you're playing Satisfactory, so no, it wasn't you. Okay. Alright, so we need to do the export over here. Now on this side, we'll have to be a little bit more careful, I guess. Actually need that one. So I guess we'll have to close this up. And is this where it goes? No, so we don't have... I wasn't planning on doing the full overlap here. I guess we can do it temporarily just to kind of keep things easy. That's going to mean moving this hypertube though. That's that. No! Accidental hypertube. Close. Can't really turn around that one, that's fast. This has to be Mark IV. Cool. And I don't know why we did this. I guess it's just because it couldn't go any higher. Probably because of that. So this goes right on top edge of that space, and we start them right here. And this is going to be a Mark II, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we should, in theory, be able to get this one line all the way to here. I hope. And then I think that changes to a 3 on the other side. Yeah, so here this changes to 3. And it stays a 3 after we do this. It was Rabelais with the train set. Ah, okay. I think they've taken off. I'll have to ask in Discord. And then this goes here. And these are all Mark II. So that's 75 going into 75, that's 150. 150 plus 75 is 215. So the Mark IV doesn't happen until the other side of this, right? Care of that. The nice thing about placing the mergers on the belts is that you don't have to worry about which way they're facing. Obviously the belt dictates which way it goes. Little jump up there. Little gate wall here. And then we'll just put the walls wherever we can. I guess technically we could just do gate walls. If we wanted to. Not there. Not there. Not there. Really, you can't put walls anywhere. Never mind. Just... Nope, not even here. So for any kind of structure, we'd have to make something up, I guess. Let's turn this off now. Alright, double check. These are all belted up. That's looking good. These are on this side. They're all belted up. Looking good. All connected. These are all connected. Okay. That's connected there. This is not connected. Those are all connected up. That's into there. Alright, cool. So the only thing left to do now is power these guys. And the easy thing is going to be connecting the power, I think, to... I wish we could put stuff directly on the floor. Like the way that these do on the ceiling. I wish we could do that, but on the floor. But they go sideways like that, which is annoying. So we could do it here. And snap them. Power them that way. And then we'd, from here, we could probably just grab it from inside the wall to keep it relatively clean with a double... Now that the unfortunate thing there is that we'd have to then run this along. There'd be like a droopy wire, which you'd never see once things are actually moving. Alternatively, we could go underneath like this. And power them straight through the floor, which we've done before. I would maybe run that back by a smidge. So it goes straight up and down. Because we did that way over there. On the aluminum, I think. Yeah, we'll run for fun. I've been thinking about looking for a train sim or something. I don't know. I don't have enough time to play the games that I play now, so I'm always tentative about that kind of stuff. The easiest way to do the power, let's just line it up. Okay, so take that, find the other power things. Where are these ones being powered from? Say that's good. These are going to be in here, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's a little cheaty, but it's a much better option as far as how it looks. But that's something that they've kind of dictated with their soft clipping announcement, is that they're just like, play the game how you want. If you don't care about clipping, then neither do we. So we'd rather you be creative and have things look cool in the way that you want than be, you know, hamstrung by like decisions made at the dev level. I think is a cool way to do it. And then that. Powering things is always a pain. It's my least favorite. Even though it's the most rewarding when you turn everything on, it's my least favorite thing. Yeah, I'd say that's probably the cleanest way to do it. Top-down management game has never really grabbed me, though. Just controlling the world from above does not interest me like first person like this. Yeah, that's why I didn't like Factorio for two reasons. Everything was too small. And I also felt that I also didn't want a base defense. Like, I really did not want to have to defend my factory from being destroyed. Like, if there were things in this game that could destroy your factory, I likely wouldn't be playing it, right? Something that I like about this game is that there are no enemies. If I want enemies to fight, I will find a game that is very good at that. You know, like Destiny 2 or something. Something very fun. I'm looking forward to Halo Infinite. I've never actually managed to play a Halo game all the way through. I tried the first one, but it's old and a little bit dated. Don't know how much of the Halo series I have to play to get up on the story. I'm recording the Citadel Cafe with Ryan Murphy tomorrow, so we're going to talk about like upcoming fall video games. And I know Halo is something that he really likes, so I'm going to ask him, like, you know, what's the entry level for Halo? What's the best way to go about as a new player? That is not the right spot. Alright, so where is the power actually going to come into this floor is the next question. I'm assuming probably over here. Where does the power come in to this floor? It comes in from behind here, I think. Yes. So here is the power here. I would say probably the easiest thing is to just get ourselves a node there and then just come straight up from here. Oh, that doesn't work. Let's come over this way then. Hey, he's heard them all. Come on. Music to my ears. They, however, do not have their assignments. And this is going to be tricky because this is going to be 300, but it's divided by 12. So it's going to be 25. So 300 divided by 12, 25. So what we do is we take iron ingots and we say 25, and then we copy the settings. And now all we have to do is just hit paste, Control V, and you'll see that it pastes all of the settings, what we're making, what the ratio is, all that stuff. I can't believe it takes roughly 3 hours to set up one of these floors. Crazy. But this will be the last of our iron ingots that's currently being belted into Devastator. Everything is being smelted, or has the capability of being smelted. You know what? Since we're up here copying and pasting, we might as well just keep on going, right? Just today learned that Control-C, Control-V shortcuts work. Never thought to try them. I think it was in the patch notes in Update 4. One of the best things to do if you're a new Satisfactory player is go back and read through the patch notes, because there is a button you can copy and paste, right? Which is still fine, but it's way faster when you're setting up a lot of machines just to use this. Now I've been talking through this. I don't think I missed anything. Looks like I got them all. Okay, so now it's just time to power this bottom part. And we went with there. Oh, that was supposed to be there. Crap. Whoops. That was for these. I didn't power the floors separately. I thought that was just a random placement. 'Twas not. That's fine. Nope, stop it. Alright, now we start this nonsense again. Probably should have done this before I did the belts, but it's fine. It's done now. Old desktop shortcuts, the less I have to touch the mouse, the better. Yeah, I'm like that with like Photoshop, things that I'm like really proficient in. I don't use Control Copy or Control C and V very much in video games though. Whoops. Not something you see a lot. It's already connected, so we need a double. Still need one more. Sorry for all the sliding around, folks. It's this slidey physics and conveyor belts pushing me around. A little bit tricky. I think one of the worst things in video games in general is playing when you have to look straight up. Minecraft is very disorienting, and I find Satisfactory the same way. It makes you dizzy. Plus, I find tight quarters where there's a lot of stuff just flying by your face at close proximity. Also kind of adds to that. I'm tempted to power both of these from the same node just so that we don't have that. Like, if we wanted to really be cheeky, we could just do this. And you'd never see the end. And it keeps the end much cleaner. But then, like, I find that so hard to see if you're trying to figure out a problem later on. It's so much easier to know that you've have a powered node for every machine. That's not the end of the world. Because it's only on 2 of the 4. Yeah. So that's all that. These need a hookup over here. I think that's everything. Don't remember if I did the first ones. Looks like I did. One without power. Or without a recipe. Alright. Error. Error. What's your problem? No power. It's not hooked up. And I can't tell if they're green or amber, which is unfortunate. I think they're okay. So that's everything. Now we have to turn it on. How does this game compare to Factorio? I think it's a lot better. That's just my personal opinion. Factorio, you have to defend your factory against enemies. There are enemies to fight, but you have to go seek out the fight. Here, they'll just come at you. Sorry, in Factorio, they just kind of come at you. It's more like StarCraft in that way. It's a prettier game than Factorio. Factorio is like a down... Factorio just feels like a old graphics. Everything in Factorio is very small. I don't enjoy that about it. This is obviously more like 3D immersive. You can still get up high and look at things. Like, you can still get far enough back to see what's going on. And you can, like, upload your factory to the Satisfactory tool website. I can't remember what it's called. Where's the indicator light to give you an error? Right here. This thing right there. Like, for example, if I go in here and I select the recipe... well, it's not going to show me now, but if it didn't have a recipe selected, it would show. If it's green, it's got power. If it's red, it doesn't have power or doesn't have a recipe. And if it's amber, it usually means that everything is correct except for it doesn't have any feed. Like, it doesn't get any materials, but I think we're good there. So now we just have to go back down and plug in those belts. I don't know if I have anything else. You can see the power. See the power on the... There's a green light on the hypertubes to indicate that the hypertube entrance is powered. Is there anything that's not... Okay, look. These are not powered. They're red. And that's on purpose. Yeah, see the red lights down there? They're unplugged on purpose because we don't have the power to actually power them. So, but we have... Everybody hold on to your lunch to hook up these belts. Oh, I wasn't fast enough. You know what I want to do? I want to actually delete everything in storage before we turn this on. Did you build this on stilts in the air? Yes. I mean, there's no gravity in the game, so you can kind of build up high. But yeah, similar to this, we've got platforms. We built it up above the terrain to get it flat. Yeah, yeah, the ground clips through your floors. You got to give yourself a good 2 foundations of clearance. Honestly, build up as high as you can. I want to go this way. And we are looking for this scavenger train. We're going to follow these 2 belts all the way back. So this is the iron that we're hooking up to that top floor. And I want to see what car it goes to. So it looks like it is this car. Let's change the color to iron. And let's empty it by deleting everything. And then we're going to run and try to turn this on where the next train comes. I'm not sure when it's coming. Ah, it's coming right now. Crap. Well, let's wait. We'll delete that load from Scavenger as well. No! Oh, this is gonna hurt. Ding. I'm curious to see how much it drops off. I think it's 3,200. How long have you played this game? This particular save is 500 hours. I probably have close to 1,000 hours in the game because we have another save. 2 saves. The first save was me learning how to play. This is my second playthrough. And the third is our early access. Our early access play. Sorry for the dumb question. Are the vehicle hypertubes in stock or a mod? Nope, they're stock. They're vanilla. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's almost 3,200. Delete that. That's more than 2050. So I don't understand why it's always getting 3,200. But that train has got a 3.5 minute turnaround, so I want to try to get back over there and hook these belts up in less than 3 minutes. I'm pretty sure I can do this. There's a little bit on the belt, but that should clear out pretty fast. There's no way to clear off a belt, unfortunately, other than just send it to the awesome sink. And Rycross, don't worry about questions if you're new to the game. That's fine. I encourage it because I think more people should give this game a shot. I'm out of those. Oh, do I have those here? I think I have those right here. I think I have these right here. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes. Come to me. So that was 3,200. That went in there. So 3,200 divided by 3.4. That doesn't make any sense. It's 941 coming out of there per minute. So this should now all be going up the lifts, which it is. So now we have to go up to the top floor and make sure that everything's working. Contigo, hello. Yeah, I would recommend it to a Minecraft player. It's very similar to Minecraft in terms of the vibe. Like, it's very chill. Different graphics, more modern graphics for sure. And last but not least, I would say probably a little bit more for the technical Minecrafter, so people that enjoy mods, people that enjoy redstone. But there's a lot of building in it, and the update 5 that's coming out in the end of October, that's got a lot of building. So here's the difference. You can see now the green lights versus the amber. And the amber just means that they don't have anything in it yet. Oh, we're not hooked up somehow. Oh, the belt's not hooked up. That's what's going on. Production, logistics. Oh, right. This isn't hooked up to anything. This isn't hooked up to anything. It's this right there. I think that's longer than 3 minutes, but whatever. There we go. Playing this for my post-Factorio fix, for sure. If anybody in the chat is looking to pick it up, it was on sale on Epic Games. I don't think the sale's on anymore. But you can use the code Joel Duggan on Epic, and that will help support the stream, and you get the game at the same price you were going to pay anyway. Also, on Epic, they give you 2 installs. There is the experimental and then the early access. I'm playing in early access right now because this is the stable version. But there is a lot of iron being produced right now that everything is turned on. It looks like it's flowing at about the right rate. It looks like it's run out on that side. So that's the train probably emptying out. Looks like there's more coming now. So the top floor is the only one fed by a train. Floors 1 through 4 are fed by local stuff. So sorry if that siren's coming through. That right there is 900 a minute. That's the first floor. And then each one of these floors is 600 a minute. 1, 2, and 3. And then this floor is what we think is coming out of the train, which I think is 600 per minute, but I'm not sure because I can't figure it out. Do you make regular backups for the save just in case? Yes. If you look at my save menu, I save sequentially. So there's the auto saves, but then also I save every time I stream. So 76, 77, 78, etc. And 78B is me playing for like a half an hour in my lunch or something like that. I like to try to plan this kind of stuff out so I'm not like constantly trying to figure out how to build things on stream. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. But yay. Top floor, iron complete. So to give people kind of a perspective on what's happening here, I can bring up the map. And so these 3 iron nodes here, that's our 900. That's the first floor. And that's those right there. Then the 1800 is here, here, and here. And we can't see that from here. I'm going to take a jump. Hopefully my jetpack will last. So that 1800 for floors 2, 3, and 4 is coming along right here. So there's your 1, 2, and 3 iron nodes way over there in the distance. See them if I zoom in. Way over there. So that's coming on that belt. And that is the one that we ran underneath the whole thing. Thanks, Master Crunchy. Appreciate that. So those 1800, that's 600, 600, and 600. And then the train is bringing in one node, and the train is bringing it in from way over here, which is 600 per minute. and it's scavenger there. So it drops it off here, and that comes in along the main bus over there. And then that goes up in these two new ones that we just put in today. But, like I said, I'm not sure if that's truly 600 a minute. If we need both belts, if the fact that I'm using both belts means that I'm running out of iron faster than I can produce it. Can't really tell. But like right here, not seeing the iron run out yet. I'm not sure if there's going to be a gap in that line. And if there is, I'm assuming we'd be able to see it, but it might not render in. I thought something was wrong with the factory because of the siren. Right. I'm curious. We're just going to sit here for a minute. Is this a smelter tower? Yeah, essentially. See Devastator up there in the top left-hand corner? We're making the factory look like Devastator. We're modeling it after Devastator. So I've got these two legs. And this is all iron, and this is all copper over there. Obviously, we've not done much copper. We've got all the essentials for base parts, but what we don't do... So look, there's a gap. Looks like there's a gap going there in the quartz. See if it renders in. Nope. Not seeing anything. Here comes the train again. That scavenger pulling into the station. If it's gonna run out, it's gonna run out at the very, very end. At which point we're bringing in too much iron. Although I guess what you'd want is you'd want it to not run out. You'd rather run into too much than too little, right? Yeah, it's a big iron farm. I don't see anything. See, now look, that looks like a gap. That looks like a gap coming. And I think all that is just a 30-second gap in the loading of the train and the unloading. But I don't know how much is coming out of there per minute. There's the gap. Let's go, I don't know, from now. It's 10 seconds. $20 seconds. Yeah, so 30 seconds, and that's how long it takes the train to unload. So there is a small gap, but that's it. Which is fine, because these are all operating at 100%. That's full. What we really want to check is the ones here at the end. 100%. How are you guys doing? 100%. So it has to be more than 600 a minute. Because 3200... Because basically what it is we've got 600 per minute coming out of that miner, and that's multiplied by 3.4. 1 something. It's like 166 something. And that gets you your 2050. But we're not getting 2050 every shipment. What we're getting is like 3200. With trains, you need to feed from the miner to an industrial storage, then double the belt, the input, so it makes up for the pause. You need to do the same at the output. But that doesn't change the amount per minute, right? So do you calculate per minute based on your belt speed from... How would it change the amount per minute? The train speed is a constant, and so is the miner. The miner's only doing 600 per minute. So you can't get 800 per minute out of a miner that does 1600 per minute. Does that make sense? How many items can a Mark V conveyor transport per minute? 780. Yep, 780. You're sending, say, 600 per minute into the train storage. It pauses for 25 seconds to unload and loads. Right. So you might get less than 600 per minute, but you're not getting... You can't get more than 600 per minute, is what I'm trying to say. Your ceiling is the speed of the miner. Right, but if the belt goes more than 600 per minute, then it empties the container. Correct, that's what you want. You want it to empty the container? Then what's the point of the container? It just removes the pause. But your through speed is still 600 per minute, right? Because that's the most that the miner can do. As long as the belt or double the belts is fast enough together. Well, the two belts are they're both 480s. So they would be able to handle 300 each, which would make up the 600. It's just a buffer while the train is unloading and loading. Right. Without the buffer, the miner would stop. Correct. Okay. I just want to make sure that we're not saying that you'd get more out of a 600 per minute miner. I guess what I'm trying to say is that when I'm calculating how much is coming in on my main bus, and I've got this one car on the train that's coming in from that one node, then no matter what I do for buffers, it's still 600 per minute max. Without the buffer is where you're losing throughput. Without the buffer, that's where that pause comes in that we saw, like that empty belt. Right? I mean, the buffer would be easy to add. I can quickly go over there. Have a good one, Jay Price. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it, as always. I mean, this train station is turned out to be pretty messy. I'm not really in love with it. I think I might reduce the number of stations and give more room for unloading and loading, because like this is a jumbled mess. But if I'm doing like max calculations, then I have to have enough smelters to do 600 per minute, but no more, right? Oh, no, I don't want to go in that. Buffer won't let you make more than 600, but it will allow you to get exactly 600 instead of under. Right. Right. I think that's what I've been so confused about, is that... So what happens is, as I've been building up the base, this train station fills up, because the train station can hold more than 600 over the course of the train routes, because it gets like 2 loads or 2.5 loads on both ends. And so it feels like it's pulling like 1360 because of the belts, but it's not. It just looks like that. I'm pretty sure we can fit in it. What kind of storage do we need? A double storage or just single? Single would probably be all we need, right? For science. What was your Crater Shag? Crater Shag, Dirt Dave, or Dirty Dave? How do I say your name? Is Joel Duggan. Joelduggan. It's the exact same name as the Twitch channel. If you do bang Satisfactory code in chat, you should get a direct link to the affiliate code if that's what you're asking about. But if you're buying something else on Epic, you can also use Joel Duggan and it'll do the same thing. Provided that the game is participating in the Creator Code program, then it's no extra cost to anyone that does it, and it just has a little bit of a feedback coming in for me, which is amazing. So I say feedback, it's income. Like I get a little commission. Thanks, Cosmic Dancer, who isn't really here. Need industrial for the 2 inputs, 2 outputs. Right. So why do we need the 2? Because of the belt speed. So here's our iron. Nope, that's copper. That's the iron there. So I got lots of room to put in a Dirty Dave, but different spelling. Dirty is a completely different meaning, but I'm buying Satisfactory on Epic. Oh, cool. That's very, very cool of you. I'm glad that you're looking to check it out. Try it on the early access save first. It'll be more stable. I wouldn't want an unstable. I wouldn't want an unstable situation to taint your experience in the game. So try early access first, but then on October 26th, Update 5 is coming to the experimental version. Only if you're maxing the belt at the miner, say it's producing 480, then you need more than one 480 belt in order to empty the container. But this is what I'm saying is that, so you want everything to be faster than the miner, because that way you'll never have less than the miner can produce. So the miners get a 780 belt on it. Here, hold on. We'll go right back to the source here. Here's the iron miner up here. These are gross designs, but whatever. So 600 parts per minute. Everything is a Mark V. Yep. Slickly going through the middle of the platform. And then down around here. Got to be fast than the miner. Faster than the miner into the train. Okay, so we've got a spot for that then. So the idea is that we'd have to use 2 lifts instead of just the 1. So I would delete this, put in an industrial storage, switch that around. Where's my... Can't see what's going on. I wish you could back up sometimes. Oh, this is... Stay in line with the pole, I guess. Now, hopefully... Want a button on hold the ghost in location while you can walk around it. Yes, Rycross, I agree. They asked, I think, in one of the dev streams about a build mode camera, like being able to go outside your body when you're building. I think that would be handy. I split 600 into 2 300 stations that combine later. Anything left in a train station means you're losing throughput. They need to be empty completely. Well, one way we can empty this completely is just to delete everything once this train goes by. Alright, so that was empty. So we'll see how much gets pulled in here. It's a short train trip. It's only a minute and 70 seconds return, or a one-way, so it won't take long. So that's going to fill up. It should get to, I think, 2050, right? So we've got 600 minute times, well, 205 seconds. So times 205. 12, 30, 13, that doesn't make any sense. 600 per minute is 10 per second times 205, which is 2050. No, experimental is where the update is going to come. You should start your playthrough, your first playthrough on early access. Early access would have all of the stable. Both of them are stable right now, but I would start with early access because they're going to update experimental in about a month. So I would go for early access for now. Chances are you're going to want to start over again at some point anyway. People always have like a trial start, where they kind of learn it and then they do another save. But oh, that's a Mark IV. Thank you. Appreciate that. Did not catch that. So this might throw the numbers off because that was a Mark IV. Oh, you're welcome, Dirty Dave. Appreciate that. Experimental is like a public beta. Yeah. I mean, both of them are, I mean, one's early access, the other one's public beta. I would say that's an accurate description. So where are we now? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 1,000, 1,200. 1,300. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So again, this might not be accurate because I had the wrong belt speed. But that's 1,600 right there. So it should go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then some change. But again, because of that belt speed issue, it's probably going to be just shy of that. Instead of 600 a minute, we were probably doing about 480. Yeah, makes sense. I love the sound that the train stations make. So there's the buffer filling it back up again. So this is going to fill up no, because this isn't doing 780. This is only doing 600. So we'll try that again. I know it's not the most exciting part of the stream, but I'm curious now. And for anybody that's new to the game, this is going to be important, I guess. How much is the buffer? What do you mean, how much is the buffer? The buffer is whatever's in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So about a minute. That needs to be empty by the time the train comes back. I guess we'll find out. Oh, that's the wrong one. All Mark V. Everything's Mark V. It's not, you're losing throughput. So this is the thing. I think throughput technically is the total, not the per minute. Right? I'd have to look it up. I don't work in any kind of industry, manufacture, anything to know. I mean, it's like kind of like watching paint dry. So you can see there's gaps, so we know we're not getting 780. We know it's only 600, right? Basically, you're able to pull an extra 180 per minute out of the container that was being produced. Why 180? Oh, from the 780, right. Right, so that was empty. There was a gap there. Unless it just wasn't rendering. No, not quite. Check the buffer now. There's 200 and change in there. And that has to do with how long the train trip is, right? So does that mean that there's less than 600 per minute going on the train? Need a double belt, right? And so the double belt is dictated by the fact that the round trip is longer than, like, I guess there's a specific cutoff where the 780 is just not fast enough. Oh, thanks, Cosmic. I didn't notice the swear. But yeah, the family-friendly tag is in the stream. That's all good. As far as I can tell, it's your first time here, so just a friendly reminder. It's mostly, and most of the people that watch the stream are adults, but sometimes they have kids on their lap. That's usually why we keep it like that. So again, it was 600 per minute or 10 per second times 205 is 2050. So basically this should hit at 2050 before the train comes back. There's 1600, 1, 2, 3, 4, so right there. Again, riveting stream content, but Soupy Boots, I really appreciate the help, the explanation of the buffer. I knew about the buffers, but I didn't know the benefit of maintaining the output, because I was looking at the numbers coming out of my train station going like, why is it more than the miner can produce? And I could not figure it out. Yeah, so here this is going to hit around 50, maybe a little bit more. So it was 21, that's 2160, 2200. How's it getting 2200? That doesn't make any sense. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1600, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2250. Maybe my timing is just wrong on how I measured the train length, right? Yeah, I can imagine it. There's not a lot of tutorials online for trains. Cosmic Dancer gifting a tier 1 sub to Soupy Boots. Thanks ever so much. Alright, so that should solve that. We'll have to come back and deal with these other belts later, now that I know how to do that. Yeah, thanks, Too Tall, and thanks, Soupy Boots. I appreciate the help. And thanks for waiting until I asked as well. My rule of thumb is double the max belts all trains inputs and outputs. Okay. I also check the returning train if it has any left over, so you need to output the buffer as well. But the output is currently more than 680. More than 600. So the output should be fine. We've got a storage buffer in the machines, right, on the production floor. That's probably what's happening with the quartz and why my silica production is overzealous as well. I'll have to figure that out. Especially when you get things that need exact inputs like aluminum and nuclear, it's essential. Yeah, so that's, we have that problem with the aluminum. Well, we don't have room. That's the other issue right now. So here's the two outputs coming out here. But we don't really have a spot for a container. I mean, I guess we could lower them down, but the problem is that I wanted to leave this space open for vehicles to move around in. There's a bigger plan for truck stops and stuff down here, as you can see. But our belts are, that's copper. One of these, here they are here. That's the quartz. So yeah, it's these two right here. Do you sink plutonium rods or just use them and shuffle them off to waste somewhere? I don't do nuclear at all. Yeah, all your lanes are pausing for 25 seconds every time the train stops. Oh, on the output, you mean? So I don't have a problem with not enough. I have a problem with too much silica, which is a weird issue to have. So these are the last of the line, and they are operating at 100%, so I think we're okay. Cool. So right now we're just syncing these for the sake of testing. But I'll show you the aluminum. Easiest way to get over there is over this way. Silica is backing up because whatever is being used with is backed up. Yeah, and that's a water issue, I think, with my... I tried to use the water export from the aluminum back into itself, which was a mistake. I should just be packaging it and sinking it. And I didn't do that. So That's right. Right now, aluminum is not part of any greater production. Aluminum right now is just feeding our storage system. Or not even our storage system, it's just feeding personal storage because we don't have the system hooked up yet. Eventually, we're going to have a train coming in for storage, but until this is hooked up, I'm still storing things all over the place. But the aluminum setup looks pretty cool. It's just that we're putting a lot of silica into the sink right now because, as you can see on the ends here, these are backed up because I think they're low on scrap. I think the scrap is not coming in nearly as fast as it should. So that means that all the silica is backed up. So like if I go and look at this, I bet you it's low on scrap. Yeah. So the scrap is the issue, and the problem with the scrap is the water. There's a backup on those machines there. And unfortunately, you can't just look at this and see whether it's working or not, because half the time these things just don't render in, which is annoying. I hope they fix that. Anything coming in by train? Yeah, the quartz is. But for the aluminum scrap, the bauxite is coming in by train. But that's not the issue. We have more bauxite coming in than we have refineries. The issue is not the bauxite, it's the water export. And the wastewater from these guys is causing the pause because these things are somewhere, yeah, hitting their limits. So that's what's causing the issue. And that's because I have the water from these machines looping around and connecting up into these, but then these always have too much. So I need to take the wastewater from these refineries and just send it somewhere else. I have the water. I don't need this water to make the aluminum. We're just using it. I have valves, but I don't have any buffers. Also, water and liquid in this game don't operate the way that you expect them to. But yeah, there is a valve there. And we've got pumps everywhere we need to. So it's just that it's too much water coming in on these two, I think. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, the problem is, yeah, because there's the other valve. So it's these two that are causing the problem. There's just too much water for this. Use the water from this to fuel that, and then use extractors to input water. Pure iron, copper, quartz recipes? Yes. I don't have quartz. I've got iron and copper, though. Yep. I can use the water and other things. I mean, ultimately, I could just sink it as well and just be fine with it. It's so little. Like, it's only... What do they output? Well, 120 per minute, so maybe it's not little. It's not nothing. But yeah, we could certainly do something else with it. Or package it if you got the containers, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I'd have to come up with the containers. Yeah, our water output, or our water supply is fine, because we've got a huge layout for a water facility coming in the back here. So everything... And obviously this is only 3 pipes, but we've got room for as many as 18 or more, all coming in from a large facility. I'm not sure we can see it from here. Only part of it. It's not, it's just kind of in progress. So as we need more water, we just add more wings to this thing over there. So we're currently only using like 1/10 of it or something, but it goes all the way down to the other side. So we've got lots of room for water. So But yeah, like I said, aluminum is currently not being put past all-clad sheets and aluminum casings. We're just putting those in those bins, and then the overflow is going into the sink. So really, these are just my personal stock of building materials. Use the wastewater for pure iron or copper without a boat efficiency to take care of it. Yeah, if I can find the pure quartz recipe, then I would probably look at that. I don't think I have it. I think I would know. Nope, it does not look like. It would be a refinery or a blender. Yeah, I've got the 3 ingots. Pure Caterium would be a good way to use that water too. What's the recipe call for? 24 per minute. But yeah, I don't have the pure quartz yet. We spent a lot of time hunting hard drives in order to get the diluted fuel recipe, which we now have. So, yep. Anyway, it is late for dinner, but that's about my time today. If you've enjoyed this, I hope you can drop a follow before you take off. We're going to try to pass you on to somebody else playing Satisfactory. Usually BL Andrew is live around this time, but I'll look around, see if there's somebody else we haven't rated in a while. Thanks again, Spoopy Boots, for all the help, and hopefully people watching that are new to the game are finding some entertainment and education happening out of it. Really happy with the fact that we now have 5 floors of iron ingots happening over there. Very, very cool. If you want to listen to some free podcasts, you can listen to The Spawn Chunks. It's a podcast all about Minecraft that I do with Pixel Riffs every Monday. New episode is out right now. I'm recording the Citadel Cafe tomorrow. That's with Ryan Murphy from Zombies Ate My Podcast, Gamers In, and Dungeons and Diapers. We're going to be talking about fall video games as well as what we've been watching, which I think is going to be some Star Wars stuff. So that's at thecitadelcafe.com. Check out patreon.com/JoelDuggan if you'd like to support the stream in a reoccurring monthly sub, or as of course you can use tier 1 or Prime Gaming here on Twitch. And thank you to everybody. Thanks to Cosmic for gifting that sub to Spoopy Boots, and thank you to everyone that used a tier 1 today. Had a nice big gift sub bomb earlier. Really appreciate the support. September has been great. We've increased the number of subscribers up to 161. Looking to take that into October and do some cool stuff. Maybe even some Lego builds. We'll never know. But thanks so much, folks. I will see you next time. And hopefully that is tomorrow, the last day of September. See you then. Bye for now.